outraged about the amount of money in politics as I am?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right. No, well, I'm going to talk to you about a chance to change that. We have an opportunity to change that. And then I'm going to tell you what you personally can do and what you as a club can do. I and many other volunteers, we got our legislature to pass Fair Elections, California Fair Elections Act. The governor signed it. We almost dropped dead. The way the law is written now, we have to vote on it. So we're going to be voting on it in June. California Fair Elections Act. This will start a system of public funding of campaigns. Imagine that. This will open up the whole system so that more good people can run for office, not just those that are wealthy. And then once they're in office, they're accountable to us, not to the people that made the donations, got them in office. And then when they're in office, they're going to be out of the money-raising game. They don't have to dial for dollars and go to the rubber chicken circuit. No, instead of that, imagine while they're campaigning, they're going to be talking to groups, they're going to be going to PTAs, meeting in church halls, going to farmers markets, talking to the people, finding out what they want. Okay. Carol is passing out an endorsement sheet. We're asking everyone we talk to sign an endorsement, and we've got stacks of them in our office. She's also passing out, you've got the donation sheet. Oh, someone else is passing out donation envelopes. I'm going to take questions in just a sec. I'm going to cover some of the details. So this is a pilot program. It's going to be for Secretary of State, but who best to start with? We want our Secretary of State who runs our elections to not take donations from people, right? We'd like that. It has to be voluntary. The Supreme Court said money is free. Anyway, so it has to be voluntary, but that's okay. It's working in 8 other states. It's going to work here, even though it's voluntary. So a candidate will raise a specific amount of $5 qualifying contributions and signatures to show there's a broad base of support. For the case of Secretary of State, it's $7,500 over the state throughout the state of California. So it's not going to be just any fringe candidate. It's going to be someone who's got their roots in the community already, who knows how to work with people, who knows groups. And then the qualified candidate will receive $1 million baseline to run for office in the primary. If they are outspent by another candidate who's running the regular way with donations, then they get matching funds, fair fight funds. Now, if the fair elections candidate is a target of an independent expenditure ad or an independent expenditure mailer or TV thing, they get matching funds, fair fight funds, 24-hour turnaround time, so to get those funds. Okay? There's strict spending requirements and limits and reporting. And these candidates are prohibited from using their own funds. They can be fined, they can lose their office, or they can go to jail. So we're being very, it's being controlled very well. The best thing about this, it's going to be almost entirely funded by increased fees on lobbyists. Yeah, let's hear it for the lobbyists. Someone told me that's not fair for the lobbyists. Yeah, right. Right now, lobbyists pay $12.50 a year to register with Secretary of State. Professional groups register with Secretary of State. That is more than barbers or beauticians pay a year. So it's going to go up to $350 a year, which is equal to like what Illinois does. Okay.
But how much is the average lobbyist making here?
Yeah.
No,
Now this is, it's a very, I've read the bill, I've actually read the bill. It's very fair. It's very clear, there's nothing sneaky in there. It doesn't, you know, some of these things that you see on the ballot, there's a little detail under the table that you don't find out about until years later, right? But this isn't like that. All political parties are eligible to participate, and it goes into effect, we vote on it this year, it goes into effect 2012, because there's a 4-year turner, and because that's when the next election is for Secretary of State. Okay, so I've hit, I think, most of the hot topics, and there's a question.
Can we be sure that there are no loopholes that will allow corporations to do what they want to do?
Corporation, good question. You know, I'm sorry. Thank you for bringing up corporations. Right now in California, there's no limits on what corporations can spend in campaigns. So we're already in that terrible position that now the United States is in.
Sarah,